Thanks so much for that, yeah, Rahul. This is the first time someone's actually unmuted without me going like, "Hey, now it's your turn." That was really sweet. Thanks. Okay, today is a big day. Firstly, I know that we couldn't have all our mentor calls last week, and I think a lot of people had exams and different things, and therefore we had to reschedule. So what I'm going to do is that every day thankfully within India, I think just Nerita is left who I've not had a conversation with. Nerita, I'll figure something out with you. But for everybody else, I will figure out 2 hours in a day that I'll just chill on Discord. So if you're free, you can just come to Discord and we can have a conversation there, like like office hours. Um, Okay, so we're going to start our check-in. Today, I'm not going to do chat of all. I am so tired of being your continuous mentor, and we're going to sort of reverse the role. Okay, so we go around the room, and all of you put up one question that you want to ask the rest of your cohort, and they will answer on the chat box like we normally play chat of all. Clear? And you can ask anything. You can ask the goofiest question, the most serious question, anything that you want to know. So we are playing Chatterfall, but I'm not going to do this. You guys are asking one question each. All right?
So we go in the general chapter.
What? Sorry, I didn't get that, Christian. What did you ask?
So we go to Discord and go into the general
No,
chapter.
no, no. No, no, no. You stay here. This is the weekly check-in. Like if you want to ask, remember how we start every contest is that I ask you guys what is the one kind thing you did in this week, or what's the one disturbing thing you did this week, or one naughty thing that you did. So we're going to play the same game. Like somebody asks a question and we all write our answer. Remember the age game that we played? Who is how old, how many years old? It's the same game. So we ask questions and we put up our answers on Discord. No, sorry, not Discord, not Discord, not Discord. We put up our answers here on the chat, on the Zoom chat. But you guys ask the questions. I don't. Okay? Cool. All right. Who wants to first go and ask the question?
So what did you do this week?
That's such a long question, Christian. So many questions. Okay, guys. That's what Christian wants to know. What did you do this week? Take your time, put it down on chat. Uh, I'm just going to write the most significant thing I did this week, but put it down in chat. I'll give you a confirmation. I mean, I'll give you a countdown, and then you can all put enter together. Um, all right. So your countdown begins now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Chatterfall. Interview time with family. Oh, nice, Christian. Got my first job. Yeah, that was painful. Binge watch Game of Thrones every night. Wow, Sangamitra. I really want to know what season you got to procrastinate. Nice, Narita. Classes, mostly school. School. I feel so bad for Miguel right now. And Jalila is just the opposite. She finished school. All right, fine. So the next person who goes is whoever answered first. So Marin, you're up because you're the first one who answered.
So, what is the most randomest thing that happened to you this week? Like the most random thing?
Okay, cool. Everyone, write it down. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chatterfall. Okay, I'm not going to read mine. I'm going to read everybody else's. A balloon came flying in my balcony and both my dogs freaked out. Oh my god, that is super random. A guy called me without intention and said sorry. Wow. A random girl hugged me. That's so sweet. That sounds like such a sweet thing to do. My kitten fractured her leg. Oh, okay. I hope she feels better now. I got sniped with what is exactly what does sniped with an eraser mean? What?
I think someone threw an eraser on us.
In my in my time, we used to throw paper aeroplanes at each other, but clearly things are becoming heavier. Slept early for once, not bad. I hope your cat's doing. Yeah, so do I. All right, cool. I'm not going to read mine because I think it's the most embarrassing one. But Sankamitra, you're up.
What's your favorite animal? I cannot come up with a better one.
All
But
right,
I cannot hear
favorite.
you. What did she ask?
What's your favorite animal?
Okay.
All right, this is an easy one, guys. Um, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Shutterfall. Oh my God, Christian, you and I have answered the same thing. All right, great. So, panda, um, mud and lions. Wow. Okay, elephants, cheetah. Wow. Okay, peacock. Nice. You can actually get to see a peacock in Bangalore also. Guys, I know there are more than just the dragons. Okay, Miguel. I did not know that I could also answer like mythological creatures. Then I would have gone for like a phoenix or something. But nice. All right. think I think Aditya is up next. Yes, Komodo dragon. No, they cannot breathe fire. This is such a strange conversation. What
No,
kind
I
of
said they do Komodo dragons count, not if they can fire.
I don't think there's any real animal that can breathe fire. And if Game of Thrones is to be believed, then dragons can also breathe out ice. So, all right, I think the next person is who answered first here. Christian's done, Marion's done, Sagamitra done, I'm done.
Yeah, okay. So, what's your favorite breed of dog?
My favorite?
A breed, like a dog breed. Like, what's your favorite breed?
I cannot say
Are we,
to that.
are we talking only dog, Aditya?
Yeah, you
Oh,
can.
the type of dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of, yeah. What's your favorite kind of dog? All right, I'm giving you your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Shutterfall. See, my favorite breed is just street dog. So I know that's not a breed, but it's just my favorite kind of dog. Tibetan Mastiff, yeah, those are big. Well, beagles are really small. You're on playing on extreme, Sangamitra. Chihuahua, okay. Oh, bugs, nice. I don't even know what a Hokkaido Ken is. To be fair, I would have thought that's some person's name, but okay. Nice. Wow, is rabbit a breed of dog? Again, I have no clue. Clearly, if Sangamitra is laughing, it's not. I think I have my answer. All right. Uh, yeah, I don't think Miguel. I don't think it's a real breed of dog. Who's going next? Rahul, have you asked your question yet? No, no. Oh,
No,
did you just ask this question? Acha,
no,
okay.
no, no.
Great. You next.
Okay. Um, What's your favorite sport, I guess? I don't know. Yes, man.
Sorry, Rahul, can you repeat your question?
Your favorite sport, bro.
All right, this is your. Everyone's already done a chart of fall. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, chart of fall. Okay. Um, Rugby, football, bodybuilding, and football. I mean, that's nice. Never looked at bodybuilding like a sport, but you're right, it is one. All right. Track and field, calisthenics. Calisthenics. Wow. Okay, you're really athletic, Miguel. Basketball, sleep. I did not know we could reply sleeping because yeah, +1 for your Mitra. Um, all right, tennis, badminton. Oh wow, okay, okay. See, for me, I think it's Quidditch. Yeah, I'm sure it's fun to play. I've just never played it,
Wait,
and I
what is
can because
Quidditch again? I haven't. I don't think I'm familiar with it.
have you seen Harry Potter?
No, I'm not really. I have not.
It's a game you play on a flying broomstick, so
Oh,
technically
okay.
you can't
Got it.
play it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. So that's my favorite sport, at least to watch. All right. Who answered? Ronya, you've just entered. What we are doing is we're going around the room and you can ask any one question to the rest of your cohort and we'll play chat or fall and then everybody will put up the answer on chat here, not on Discord here. Okay, great. Um, we should play Quidditch. Yeah, I wish one of your business was to like invent a flying broomstick. That would solve all my life's problems. All right, who's going next? How do I think Jalila is going next. Yes, Jalila, you're up.
What's something you can't stand like a person? Like it's something you can't go, like you can't, it's something you can't let go and you feel really bad and annoyed if it happens.
Quidditch that we went really deep. Okay, so something you guys you can't let go of and you feel bad every time it happens. Good question. Hmm. All right, I'm gonna give you your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Shadowfall. I know you've probably asked your question, but I have to ask you to explain this one. What do you mean by my babies?
I meant my dogs.
So much better. Thank you for that. Okay. Clearly, I did not get the question right because my answer is somewhere else in the world, but the rest of it makes so much more sense. Also, Christian, I would not have guessed you're shy. I wouldn't have guessed that at all. And if I can redo my answer, I think I'll go with Rahul. It's my phone. Damn, I just can't give that up.
Nikita, your audio and video as blocked.
And I'm back. Okay, sorry. Right. So for the ones who've just entered, we're asking each other questions. We're playing chat or fall, but this time I'm not giving you your questions. You're giving each other questions. Till now, we've had really fun ones. We've discussed favorite sports in which Quidditch was a winner, and we've discussed favorite animals in which we were discussing if dragons could count as favorite animals. And next, I think was Jalila or Aman. Aman. Yeah, I think Aman was next. So Aman, go ahead, ask your question.
Okay. Your guys' favorite TV show?
I just realized I don't know my favorite TV shows spelling. Okay, just gonna pick another one.
Nikita, I think you're muted.
Yeah, I've been talking to myself for the past 1 minute. Thank you for that, Miguel. I was saying I've been binge watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I would not have guessed that Grey's Anatomy is your favorite one, Miguel. Like, really. Um, the other one that I was going to write and realized I didn't know the right spelling was Schitt's Creek. And if you guys haven't watched it, you should. So brilliant that is. Okay, now we're just like just opening up whole of GOT online. Great. I think who goes next is Jelila. It's you.
Favorite color? I have no idea what to ask. Favorite color and why?
Favorite what?
Your favorite color and why you like it. Like, I don't know. Oh my god, I don't answer that. Okay. Go to David.
Sorry, I forgot to get back. Channel for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah, I know. I think all the girls are just gonna say black because it goes with everything. Coral, not bad. Actually, yeah, I think my second favorite is gonna be turquoise. And really, really nice pun, Felix. Orange is the new black. So good. Nice.
Oh, I wasn't actually thinking about that, but now you mention it, I'll remember that.
I love this school right now. It's just
Nice. I
Okay.
think black is the clear winner though.
Maybe I don't want a prison car driving around everywhere, so.
oh my god.
I think Lamise is gonna go next because Lamise answered this one first. Lamise, you're up.
Okay, is that a favorite question or can I ask any question? Does it have to be something that someone's favorite?
Anything. It can be anything.
Okay, so if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why would you go there?
Can you repeat, please?
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go and why would you go there?
Okay.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and try to fall, guys. North Pole, nice. Very nice. Very cool. Tokyo, high tech, yeah. Almost thought that. Felix, I think you just keep becoming more interesting with each question. And you're going next just by. Oh no, Zeba's going next. All right, cool. New Zealand. North Pole. Inside Bermuda Triangle. Narita, you have very self destructive tendencies. Ooh, nice. Bali, me too. All right. I think Zeba answered this first. So, Zeba, you're up.
Okay. Did anyone else favorite movie yet? Then favorite movie.
All right, everyone. You have 10 seconds to write down your favorite movie. It could also be regional movies, okay? It's okay if we all don't know the movie. It's fine. And I only made that concession because I myself am probably going to write a regional one.
So I'm gonna kill someone.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and try to fall. The Maze Runner, nice. Ooh, 1917, love that movie too, yeah.
Then I don't know.
Christian's so funny, he's written Meet the Fockers. Yeah, and I
It's
think
not
Vampire Diaries.
so okay.
I know my favorite director is Christopher Nolan. I really honestly don't know what my favorite movie is.
Move on.
But not bad. Not bad at all, guys. Although I'm very surprised to see everybody's written English movies. Everybody. All right, cool. Who answered this first?
Oh my god.
Jalila's gone already. Sangeeta's gone already. Zeba, Lameez, Christian. Felix, you're up.
Thanks.
Okay. I was gonna go political, but I don't think it's the right way to go. So this is living somewhere, not going somewhere. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you choose?
Where would I live?
All
Where
right.
would I live? Like where?
Yeah.
All right. Great. I'm giving you your countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Chatterfall. Canada. I really want to know why, by the way, Maren.
I just think it's like beautiful because you can go snowboarding. There's like winter and it's like normally warm as well.
Yeah, good reasoning. Christian, wow, that's a really deep reasoning, but interesting. Okay, love that you guys are also writing why. This is amazing. I think for me, this one would be just North Pole. Contrary to what I pretend to be, I really like quiet and peace. And I think sitting in an igloo and just being by myself is like my dream come true. So yeah, for me it would just and watching the Northern Lights. So for me it would be just North Pole. All right, who answered this first? Let's see. Miguel, I think you're up.
Okay. All right. So my question is, what is your definition of a utopian society?
Nice. All right, I'm going to give you guys more than 10 seconds to think this one through. I'm giving 15. So yeah, go ahead, type it out. And Sangamitra, I really hope Pani Puri and Maggie is not the utopian society answer. So I'm going to repeat it for you, Jalila. What Miguel asked is, what is your idea of a utopian society? And a utopian society is one where like everything is perfect. Everything is just rosy and nice and perfect. So what's your idea of the perfect world? All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try to fall. Janila, can I ask you to just mute yourself? I mean, please unmute whenever you want to speak, but otherwise, it's yeah. All right, I'm going to read some of the answers. Very interesting question. A society without crime, violence, and problems of any kind, and immorality, and a perfect climate, and democracy and safety everywhere. I like that answer, Christian, but immorality is so subjective. I mean, what are morals? They're a subjective
Not
concept, no?
immortality, I said.
Oh, immortality. Wow. But are people also being born? Like do you have new babies as well?
Yeah, that's about the thing. We can colonize the other planet.
That's a very crowded world. Okay, but I like this. Yeah, I like the thought process. Also,
c'è anche la spina. No, prendo la spina.
Questa?
Sì.
Funziona? Sì, ok, tu di sei di questi? E questi? No, c'è la spina.
right. All right. And honestly, I was going to say, Miguel, thank you so much for this question. It's such a brilliant one. Sophisticated, just, and has equality of opportunity, really important. Um, Society, life in totally balance with nature, nice. Ronia, you're next, by the way. I'm just going to read through all of them, but you ask the next question. No judgment or justice. Okay. Okay. Filled with all types of natural habitats and all kinds of animals. Nice. Equality of wealth and opportunity. Why would someone want immortality? I don't mind immortality. I just think that if there are kids who are being born and people who are not dying, then at some point it's going to become a really crowded world. Officer Hobbs should be the. Okay, not bad. Great. All right. Ronia, you're up with your question now.
Okay, my question is, what is your favorite season in a year and why? Like spring or summer or yes.
Perfect. What's your favorite season? I'm going to give you guys 7 quick seconds to think this through. Not such a tough one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and Charafal. Autumn, summer, monsoon, summer. Oh God, I think for me it's winter. I'm so surprised nobody said winter. But also autumn. All right. I think this one does get very self-explanatory as well. And just out of like guessing from previous answers, I would say Sangamitra likes the Amazon, whatever that weather is. Nice. Yeah, I've always felt like Miguel nice answer, and I've always felt like we categorize seasons like okay, this is winter and this is summer and this is whereas there are these beautiful sort of mini seasons in between in the transitions, and they're the most interesting ones if you ask me. Okay, now I'm gonna just look through and see who hasn't. Martin, have you asked your question? I think you have, no?
Yeah, I did.
I think Nerita hasn't. Nerita, have you asked your question yet?
Not yet.
Great, go for it.
Okay, so one food item that you can eat for the rest of your life.
All right, guys, you have 7 seconds. One food item that you can eat for the rest of your life. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and charcoal. It's so strange, but I feel like this question is going to lead us right where I want to go next with our questions. With today's session, strawberries. Okay, not bad. And also, my answer is so like aspirational. Like, I wish salad was the only thing I could eat for the rest of my life. Chicken biryani, chicken curry and roti. Kale. You must really be healthy to want to eat kale for the rest of your life. But okay, not bad. I don't believe it. Sangamitra, Cerelac. That's baby food. Okay. Yeah, I think water would be the obvious choice. All right. Okay. Great. Thank you so much for that, guys. This has been so entertaining and such a brilliant beginning to this session. So today, what we're going to discuss also today, from today officially, we we stay in the same groups on Discord, but we actually start competing. I think we started this last week itself, but we start competing individually because you have to remember that the SOAP journey, although definitely your peers are very important in it, by the end of it, it is a journey that you take alone, right? Like by the end of it in the expo, you're going to be explaining your idea alone. So, for those who joined in late, I had also informed that because we missed a couple of mentor calls this week because of exams and rescheduling and all of that, I'm going to put up 2 hours in a day on Discord, one towards the morning, one towards late night, like 11 to 12 p.m. India time, and the other would be somewhere around 9 to 10 morning India time. And I'm just going to be chilling on Discord. So when if you want to reschedule, just come on Discord at that time and we'll do a voice call. Or you can just text me that time and say, hey, if you're free, let's get on a call and I'll be there. All right. So this week, what we discussed over our mentor calls, and this was something that we took forward from last week, was basically our interviews and our surveys, right? Why are interviews and surveys different? Surveys give you very quantitative data for any project that you do, and especially an enterprise that you're trying to form. It has to be based on research, right? So every company, whatever is your favorite company, if you look at it, it's based on data. um, and so through surveys, you can get really good numbers. So it's one of the best ways of finding quantitative data. But interviews give you really great insight. They give you very good qualitative data. So data can be quantitative, qualitative, and the two tools that you can use for that are surveys and interviews. And that's why this week I had said that everybody make sort of a Google form survey and just put it up on Discord so that your friends, your own cohort members can fill that in. And then so we're taking 2 weeks to complete our survey and interview session. So this week also we'll move in the same direction. And today, your final task is going to be that I'll pair you up and you sort of interview each other for 40 minutes, like 20 minutes per interview, and make a report out of it. Just interviewing people is not important, but how do you actually use the information that you've found while interviewing them is also important. Like, for examples, I'm going to give you some of the world's most famous manipulation of data examples. I'm sure you all have, I mean, I'm sure Felix has, but I'm sure the rest of you also know about Brexit, right? And Brexit was very heavily influenced by data manipulation. Uh, and that's what this whole Cambridge data case was about. Similarly, the US elections in which Trump was elected was also very heavily manipulated just using data. So that's how powerful data can be. It can actually form and break governments, and like influence world politics. So when you have data, it's really important to see how can you use it and what do you want to use it for. And in this practice, um, as your personal mentor, I would always say think of ethics first, right? When you're interviewing someone, always ask for consent that can you record this? And let's say you're using something that's off the books, like somebody has said, hey, I want to tell you this on record, but I'm going to tell you off the record. Be mindful of how you use that information. With your topics, this might not be so much of a concern, but going forward in life, it's just a good practice to have. All right, I'm going to very quickly share my screen, and then I'm going to give you guys a task to complete. Can all of you see my screen? Okay. All right, so this is your contest 5. We get on board with interviewing. And the first thing that I'm going to ask you guys, don't get paper pen and these. I will send you I'll send you part of this PPT so that you have your notes in place. But basically, I want you to think about when you're interviewing people, behavior, emotion, and real life instances always work better than yes or no questions. Something that we've also spoken about is you have to make the person feel comfortable. Otherwise, they're never going to open up to you and never give you true data, right? So if I ask something attacking like, hey, why don't you care about the environment? Nobody is going to then open up to me in an interview. They're suddenly going to feel attacked and just like closed down, you know? So a good way to do that is ask people about themselves. People are always interested to talk about themselves. So ask them about their behavior, their day, their patterns. It makes them feel special, it makes them feel cared for, and therefore they will always they'll be comfortable enough to be honest with you. And that's actually the aim of it. Even before we get into question development, I think what you need to think is what is the purpose of your interview? What is the actual data that you require? And accordingly, sort of make your questions around those things. Um, so, how well do you think men and women in your hometown actually communicate? These are easy questions which are related to society. So, within your own ideas and topics, these are things that can happen. Another one of the most primary foundational things of an interview is be a good listener. You're not just there, so you can't just walk in and say, hey, these are my 5 questions and this is exactly what I want to know. It doesn't work like that. If you've asked your first question and your interviewee has gone into a very deep answering, then chuck your second question. Like just forget about it and ask them something that's related to what they just answered, not related to what you had planned earlier. So I think always having a plan A and a plan B is important. Like have a list of questions, let's say 10 questions, and you know that these are the 10 questions I need answers to. But it doesn't have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can be like maybe the first question and then you jump to the sixth question, depending on what or how the interview is answering. So be a very active listener throughout, right? Um, why do people ask questions? There are several reasons for this. You want to find out something, you want to show people that you're interested. You could also want to confuse people. Okay, so these are not all like positive things. These can be it can be negative or even counterproductive. Like maybe you just want to ask a question to irritate someone. These are all reasons why we ask questions. Um, and I'm not saying they're all justified. I'm saying, as an interviewer, you need to decide why you are asking these questions. A good example of this is, when you're watching TV, especially if there are interviews with big, like big politicians or movie stars, it really depends on who is interviewing them as to what kind of interview this is going to be. If it's paparazzi, it's only going to be one kind of interview, which is and the purpose there is to just get more gossip, right? Because paparazzi feed on gossip, like that's the central core of them. Similarly, if it's actually politician, then you want to look at why they are asking questions, because that will have a very different reasoning to it. All right. The next slide talks about, now after for this slide I'm going to, this is just a example. After this, I'm going to break you guys into breakout rooms, and I'm going to give you 3 slides that you have to work on just to see how much of these concepts you've understood. A good question is one that encourages and draws out deeper information from person sharing and helps the speaker to tell their story in a way that you can understand it. What are the tools that can help you to ask a good question? Um, don't ask yes or no questions because I feel like they become very restrictive. Ask questions that make them go more in detail. So all, as I said before, asking questions like, for example, if you want to know from them, how much plastic do they use on a daily life? I think a good way to begin it would be, walk me through your day. When you wake up, what is the first thing that you do? What's the next thing? So what's your daily routine? Within the daily routine, you'll figure out that, okay, figure out the details. Like, okay, if you're brushing your teeth, what's your toothbrush made up of? Is it bamboo? Is it plastic? If you're using toothpaste, is that natural tooth powder that you make yourself, or is it something that you bought from a store? Again, then what is it plastic? Is it reusable? Are you in how, if it's plastic, in how many months do like one toothpaste tube, how long does that last you? And these minute details will help you get an understanding of how much plastic is actually being consumed by one human being in a month, right? Um, so broad questions give you a lot of overall like superficial knowledge, but deep questions will give you the kind of insights that help you make a good product. I always give a good example of this, which is Ford, who made the first car. Um, once very once he said that when I asked people what they wanted, they all said they wanted faster horses. But the problem wasn't of finding the fastest horse. The problem was basically of time management, right? Like when someone says I want a fast horse, what they mean is I want to reduce my time of commuting. And that inference is important. So try to also read beyond what your interview is telling you. If your interviewee is telling you that they want faster horses, understand that what they're actually talking about is time and not actually like a faster breed of horse. Um, right. Asking authentic questions. This is what your exercise for today is in the breakout room before we actually break out into the task of personal interviews. I'm going to give you an example of this and then I'm going to just put you in breakout rooms to figure out 3. So let's say there is a question. Why do you buy groceries with so much plastic? This question comes with an assumption that um, like it comes with the assumption that the person I'm talking to buys groceries with a lot of plastic, right? It also is an attacking question. It almost makes the judgment that the person I'm interviewing does not care about the environment, whereas that's, as I said, that's not how you want to go about it. So a newer way of asking that question is, walk me through the process of grocery shopping. At this point, I'm going to stop my presentation because the next 3 slides, actually, you know what, I'll show you guys the slides. But I'll also send you the link to the slides. And these are the ones that you're going to be working on. Scenario 1 is that my statement is, why do we normalize women needing protection from men? What's the judgment in this question? And what's a better way of answering this question? I'm going to put you in random groups of 3 and you're going to work on this. The next question is, shouldn't men be the ones we should try stopping from these acts of violence? Again, what's the judgment in this question and how would you ask it nicely? And the final one is, why doesn't the government care about green energy plans? What's the judgment and how can I redo this? Perfect. At any point, if you have doubts, you can ask me. I'm going to stop sharing, break you down into groups. And okay, does anybody have any questions?
So we are gonna ask these questions in a way that isn't judging these 3 questions.
Yes, that's the point. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And so we have to be in groups and make better questions. And should we send it to you or something, or just make the questions to the groups?
No. So what I'm going to do right now is that firstly I'm going to share a link, but I don't think you'll be able to get through this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the questions in the chat room. Everybody just sort of copy the questions, and then when you go into your chat rooms, there are three questions, right? So you basically tell me what's the judgment in the first one and how you can ask it nicely, like not the way that it's actually done. And similarly with the other two questions also, you basically tell me what's the judgment that's being made and how can you redo this? How can you re-ask this question so that it's not so, well, direct? Cool? Does that make sense? That's your first question. That's your second question. And that's your... Okay. Take your time and copy the three things that I've written down. I will also put it as broadcast message, but I know that broadcasts don't stay on, like they come and go. So just copy down those three. Actually, you know what? I will, for easier thing, I'm just going to write it in one. There you go. Cool. Copy that one message down, which is the last message that I put. And it is 6:20 by my watch. You guys have 10 minutes for these three questions. I'm opening the rooms now.
I've been sent back to the
Yeah, I got kicked out too.
Yeah, same.
Sorry, Nikita, can you please make me join the group, please?
That's so strange. I don't know why you okay, can you guys see it now? Like if you just press the breakout room
Oh yeah.
button, yeah, does it
I
take
don't
you down
have
to
that
the room?
button. I don't have the option.
No problem. Wait, I'm gonna just send. Oh yeah, Felix. For some reason you don't. Wait, you are in room 3. I'm gonna put you in room 3. There you go. And Aditya is in room 4. I'm gonna put you in room 4. There you go.
think we should limit it. So the final one, why doesn't the government care about green energy plans? The assumption, government doesn't care about green energy plans. Rewording, how could you promote green energy focus on government budgets and raise awareness about the issue to the government? Done.
Thank you. Yeah, that makes sense. Share screen again and go back to the first one.
Sure. One moment.
Okay, so other groups, I'm going to also let you pipe in. So while we are on this, because I know that no other group got the time to do the presentation. So I'm going to invite, you guys were, I think, 4 groups. I'm going to invite the other groups to come in and tell me what is your assumption and rewording while Felix shares that screen. And then we'll discuss if there are differences or similarities. So the first question was, why do we normalize women needing protection from men? And what their group had come up with. Felix, what's the assumption you guys have brought in?
Women are always under the requirement of male protection.
Right. Do I have any other assumptions? So group number 1, which was basically Rahul, Zeba, and Sangamitra. What's the assumption you guys have written?
Wait, we didn't come up with like a presentation and stuff like that.
I know. Just tell me in words, what's the assumption? I don't think anybody else had the time. I think only group 3 could get till the presentation. So tell me what's the assumption for this particular context? Like, is it similar to what group 3 has done?
Yeah, we women are like kind of the assumption that women need protection from men. They're kind of on the weaker side. And then one more thing we came up with is it was kind of indirectly kind of pointing out that men are, I don't know, kind of controlling. I'm not. Yeah, pretty much the same. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Room 2, Nerita, Marin, and Lamise. What's the assumption for this question that you guys have made?
We were giving people the opportunity to assume that it is normal for women to need protection from men. I feel that portrayed all women as weak and all men as strong, which is apparently not true.
Narita, really good point. Yeah, and that's a good one. We'll talk a little bit more about that one. Room 4, that's Aditya, Miguel, and Jalila. What's the assumption that you guys have identified?
Okay, so I will go ahead and present what our group found out. So our assumptions are quite similar to what the previous groups have already said. So our first assumption is that the question antagonizes men and it paints them as, I guess, superior, quote unquote, would be a good term for it. And the second assumption that we got is that the question belittles women and paints them as inferior to men and needing their protection. So those are our assumptions.
Yeah. I agree with all of you. Okay, Felix, what's the rewording that your group has done?
So the rewording was, why are women so often the victims of petty crime and violence? I.e., that causing the need for men to protect them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I can see how that connects. Group 1, what's your question? Rewording of this scenario?
How do you think we can raise awareness about self-defense in general?
Really nice. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Group 2.
I didn't change the question much because it was pretty much changing the whole context of this question. So I framed it as, do you think women require protection from men? How would you like to support your stance?
Okay. Do you think women require protection from men? So that's asking a different question, but yeah, I see where you're going with it. Group 4, Miguel.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted for a bit. So what we did was we tried to take the essence of the question and kind of find the overarching topic. And what we found was that the essence talks about gender superiority. So the way we rewrote the question is in this way. What is your stance on gender superiority? Do you feel that one gender is superior to the other? Do you agree or disagree, and why so?
Very nice. So, see, although all of your assumptions were very similar, no two questions are the same. And in the sense that not just question wise, but also what you're asking. Like Miguel's question, so clearly, like he worded it, is talking about this concept of superiority and inferiority when it comes to gender. Nerita's question is talking about like why she's almost directly sort of addressing the assumption that is made that do women need protection in the first place. And when I go back to group one, there Aditya's groups also asked this really. I mean, I feel like theirs is very similar to Miguel's group as well, but it's a good, it's a different tangent. It's not the same tangent that what Felix team has gone with, right? So from the same, this is what I mean. If you remember that slide that I showed you about broader questions and deeper questions. So the way this question was first framed is a very broad question, which is filled with biases. And when you focus it more, then you get exactly so all the answers that you each of you are going to get are very different. These interviews will be very different, although they stem from one primary question that I gave all four groups. But the kind of interviews these are going to become, one is going to become a conversation about power structure in gender. One is going to be a conversation about women's safety. Another is going to be like even Felix's team's question is going to be about crimes against women, right? And women's safety and crime against women are again very different. Like one is about how do we empower women to fight it better. The other is about how do we look at the bigger society, right? So although these may sound similar, they actually become very different narratives and very different conversations. And the reason this we did this exercise is because now moving forward, when you go into your interview, the possibility of one question going into 1,000 directions is always going to be there. As the interviewer, you have to be careful about what do I want to know. Do I want to know about the power struggle? Do I want to know about women's safety measures? Or do I want to know about the society's role in safeguarding women? And then take the next question from there. Otherwise, you'll have a lot of you'll have footage for half an hour of conversation, which will sound great because it will be great, but its application into your idea may not be so relevant. Am I making sense? Like at any point, if you don't understand, just unmute and ask. Okay. Great. We're going to move to the next question now. Felix, give me the next slide, please. Thank you so much. Shouldn't men be the ones we should try stopping these acts of violence? All right. I'm just, what's the assumption that your team's making, Felix?
So our assumption was men are always the perpetrators of violence.
Good. And what's the rewording?
Where do you think this violence stems from, and how do you think we should limit it?
Nice. Okay. Aditya, what's your group's verdict on this one?
So I think Aditya is in our team, so I can go
Oh, was that Rahul then? Wait, I am clearly yes, it was Rahul. So sorry, Rahul, that I've been calling you Aditya all this while. Yeah, okay, Mikhail, go ahead.
Okay, so we're saying what we believe is the assumption, right? Okay, so for number 2, we have mostly the same thing as Felix over here. So the question, like before, antagonizes men and paints them in a bad light as an enemy figure, or like Felix well put it, the perpetrators of violence. So that's what we put.
Yeah, and what's your rewording? What's the new question you'd ask?
Okay, so the essence that we took out from the question is it talks about, I guess, the root of violence, the underlying cause of it. So the way we reworded it is, what do you believe is the underlying root / main cause of violent activity in our society, and why so?
Good. I think this resounds with team 3, like Felix's team. Okay, Rahul, go ahead. What's yours?
So we came up with the other assumptions that it's pretty much the same. Like it was kind of targeting men. It was kind of putting an assumption out there that all men are kind of responsible for the violence that is happening in our society. So I mean, and then so how we came out, okay, the question that we came up with was, what steps do you think we need to take to reduce violence in the society? I
Nice.
mean,
Good. Yeah, I like how all of you are thinking the same way.
like everyone faces violence. Like people of any gender, be from kids to old people, like everyone faces the problem. So why don't you just put it out there in a general manner so that we can reduce the issue as a whole instead of targeting a certain gender? That would be better. That's what we came up with.
Yeah, I hear you. Narita, what's your verdict?
I guess
Okay.
Lamis was going to present it, but
Sure,
I kind of
sure. Yeah, Lamis, go ahead.
Okay.
Lamis, if you're
So
okay with that, yeah.
yeah, no, I'm fine. Okay. So the question was, shouldn't men be the ones we should try stopping these acts of violence from? So we felt that the statement was very stereotypical, aiming that all men are violent and wrongful towards women, which is not true.
Yeah, okay. So the rewording, how have you reworded the question then?
Once again, we changed the context of the question, which was, whom should we try stopping from committing acts of violence and how?
Good. With this question, I like how all of you are on the same page and that most of your rewordings are in the same way, maybe except for Nerita and Lamis's group. What is also really interesting to me to see is that Lamis, Nerita, and Marin's group was the one group. Actually, no, even Zeba and Sangamitra's group has two women, but their group had two women, and therefore that conversation seems to go in a very different way. These were just examples, but if any of you are picking up gender as a topic of your, problem statement, it's also really important to look at the fact that we only talk about binary genders. We talk in terms of male and female, whereas that's not what life is, right? Like now the spectrum has opened up. And therefore, the more we have conversations with the open spectrum, I feel like the more we actually move towards this concept of equity, not equality. Equality, I think, is a concept that fairly is like brings me back to Miguel's question during our check-in. It's a very utopian concept, and therefore, instead of talking about equality, I feel like we should talk about equity. And for um, each of your problem statements and the actual product and service that you're going to design, think more practically. Like I know that the driving force is always emotion and motivation, and that's great. That's why your first week is about emotional intelligence. But moving on from there, I think it's so important to become practical about the problem. And that's why we do this interview round, to understand why is it not working. Like, is it people's understanding? If it's people's understanding, then is it their emotional intelligence? What is it with people that is the thing that we need to work on more? Okay, I think Felix, you can stop sharing because the third question would just sort of elaborate the same point. It's 7-7 by my watch. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to tell you what honestly this week's challenge is, and I'm not going to put a pressure of time. You guys have another 20 minutes to do this, but if you feel like no, this needs longer, then I'll just tell you guys to move out to Discord and continue that conversation. But basically, I'm going to pair you up with people who are working on similar topics. Okay. And then you're going to interview each other. At the end of the interview, all I want from you is basically, wait, let's present and see. Okay. So, what are response questions? There's one way of asking question that one question gives you only one answer, like the yes and no thing. The other, which I think connects to our listening pattern, is that you've asked a question, they've given you an answer, and then there are many ways to go with it. But as I said, decide which way you want to go based on what is the data that you require from this particular interview, right? This is what we were going to do, that we were going to go into breakout rooms. You're going to have one interviewer, one interviewee, and at the end of it, you were expected to make something like this. Basically, just make a poster about, it could be a poster, it could be, or for all I care, it could be a Word document. I just want to know what are the insights that you gained. How are you going to use these insights in your prototype? Because the next step from here, after this week, the next week when we meet, is prototyping phase. And in prototyping phase, we actually start using all this data that we will gather into creating that one product, service, platform, whatever it is, that is going to be our project for School of Future. And the reason, this is keywords, but if you want to, instead of keywords, if you want to highlight something else, that's also perfectly fine. Cool? Does that make sense?
Nikita, two things.
Yes.
So like, do we have to record our interview? Like,
It's good if you do. When you're sent into breakout rooms, do you have that option of record?
I guess so.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, but I think yeah, if you press record, maybe it'll get saved in
Like,
my
not just
cloud.
record,
But
like just note the points down in some way or the other. Like, if record, that's fine, but then
you know what we can do? And I
yeah.
think this is a better way of doing it. Let's do this. I will pair you up now based on
Okay.
whoever is in this meeting and whoever has same genres of problem. Um, and then I will give you a deadline of Monday. I'll say that, guys, I need your posters or whatever form of documentation you've used. It could also be a video for all I care. Like you could make a whole video of the thing and say, Nikita, this is my, just give me 1 second.
Yeah, I think we lost you. I don't think she can even hear me.
What?
Nope.
No, I can unmute. Yeah, now it's working. Okay, great. So what I was saying is, I'm going to pair you guys up, and I'm going to give you the freedom of getting on a WhatsApp call, because that way you can also record your conversation. And what form you, if it's a poster or if it's a Word doc, that's up to you. What form you send it to me, that's basically what I get to, decide the winner of it.
Oh, I can't hear. Wait, can you guys hear her properly?
No, her video and her audio is
No.
Yeah, Nikita, we can't. Yeah.
Maybe you can write it if it's okay for you, Nikita, if you're hearing us.
Sorry, guys, is she still gone for you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
All right, great. Okay. So does that make sense? I pay you guys up now, but how you conduct the interview and how you record it is up to you. You have till Monday evening to send in your reports. Works?
Works.
Also,
Sounds
what
good,
I'll
Nikki.
do in this coming week is that this is one interview that you get to do with your cohort to sort of understand the customer perspective, right? But each of you, I think, will also require one interview with a professional. So right now, we'll just go around the room, call out what our interest area is, and I'll try to patch you guys up with some professional somewhere in the world for another interview. Because an interview with a peer and an interview with a professional is very different. Like one becomes informal while the other is very formal. So I want you to experience both of it. So right now, let's just go around the room, talk about our interest areas, um, like in one word or two words, okay? So that I can pair you guys up. And after Monday in the coming week, I'll pair you up with actually professionals working in the field that you're interested in, and you'll host one interview with them. Great.
So we can say our problem into the breakout rooms and then we come a group.
No, I pair you up right now, and then I say bye to all of you, and then you decide when I would say just go on Discord and do it right now, or just go on WhatsApp and do it right now. So I will pay you up in breakout rooms, but the breakout rooms won't be active beyond 7:30, and I'm thinking you'll need more time. So a good idea is just exchange numbers, get on a WhatsApp call and do it, or like a Zoom call or a Google Meet call and do it there, or a Skype call. Make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, Nikita, the second thing was, can you please send the PPT on Discord, like which it contains the slides as to how we were supposed to document it.
Yes. I mean, it's basically one poster, but I'll put up the poster on.
Yeah, the poster. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Aman, while you are unmuted, what's your area of work?
Hunger.
Okay, great. Lameez, what's yours?
Fashion industry.
Fashion. Nice. Okay. Marin, what's yours?
My topic, right?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What my topic is, right?
Yes.
It's health and fitness.
Yes, I remember this, health and fitness. All right, Nerita.
It's mental health and emotional safety.
Perfect. Sangamitra.
Welfare.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Animal welfare.
Animal. Yeah, I remember that. Rahul.
Ignorance and discrimination.
Good. So wasn't yours also the one about communication?
No, I don't think
so. Okay, great. Sorry, that might be my mistake. Zeba. Zeba. Okay, Zeba, if you're having problems, just type it down on chat. Christian.
Climate change.
Yeah, remember yours. Felix, yours is very, very particular, but do you want to put it in a broader?
If you're looking for a professional in particular, maybe some sort of chef. I'm already trying to get in contact with one, but
great. So food industry mostly,
last
right?
case, yeah, that would be great.
All right, great. Miguel.
Mine is education.
Yeah. Aditya. Adi, are you around? Oh, Zeba's not here. Thanks, Sangamitra. Have we also lost Aditya in the middle of all of this? No, he's here. Aditya, if you can't hear me, just as in, if you can't reply, just put it down on chat. Jalila, And we might have lost Ramya also.
I didn't understand the question. What did you say?
I just want to know your area of work where your final idea is going to work on. Like what are you basically concerned with? What's your problem statement?
Homelessness
Yeah,
again.
yeah, yeah. All right. Great. I think I have most of these. These are your pairs, okay? I think some very obvious pairs are Rahul and Jalila. Rahul is working on ignorance and discrimination. Jalila is working with homelessness. Lots of common things to talk about over there. Within the same group, I feel like Aman can also walk in, but for the time being, Aman, I'm going to actually let's do this. Let's do homeless. So Aman and Jalila, you both are one pair. Rahul and Miguel, both of you are one. Rahul is working with ignorance and Miguel's working with education, and just feels like both of those can talk to each other. Cool. I'm going to put this up on chat.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not going to put it on chat. I'm just going to put you guys in breakout rooms. You guys exchange numbers, and then we will take it from there. Make sense? All right. So the first room that we are assigning is Aman and Miguel. No, Aman and Shalila. The second room gets assigned to Rahul and Miguel. Did we just lose? No, okay, I can see Rahul, sorry.
Sorry, Nikita, with who should I do the group work? I didn't understand.
Jalila, yours is with Aman. You are with Aman, Rahul is with Miguel. We've lost Aditya. Lameez is fashion, and honestly, Lameez, I think you'll just have to wait it out. I don't think fashion goes with anybody right now, but I do want Marin and Felix to have a conversation, because Marin is working with fitness and Felix is working with some sort of a health supplement. And I feel, and like, I honestly do feel like you guys will just exchange a lot of information. Felix and Marin, great. Now that I have Felix and Marin, who do I have left? I have Christian working on climate change, animal welfare, mental health, fashion. Okay, I'm going to put Christian with Sanghamitra, which is basically climate change with animal welfare. And then in the final room, we're going to have Nerita and Lameez. All right, I'm going to open the rooms for you. Remember, even if you're not exactly in the same genre of thought, you can be each other's customers, no matter what you're working on, right? So for this interview, look at it from the customer perspective. How can you serve your customer better? What are they looking for? And for the professional interview, look at it from the client's perspective, that who are the people you're trying to rope in to get the platform started, and what is the information you need from them. So even if you're not paired with people who are thinking exactly like you, this one is still important because it gives you an idea about what does a customer feel or want from you. Okay, I'm opening the rooms now. Exchange numbers so that you can carry on the conversation even when this meeting gets over. Go. Aditya, whenever you come back, let me know.
Um,
Hey, are you back?
yeah.
Okay, great. Can you tell me what your topic for what your problem statement was again?
Remember I told you about those about two things. Like I still haven't made up my mind. I think it's mostly about pollution. That's what I think I'll work on.
Pollution, no?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then I am going to put you in the room with Christian and Sangamitra. I think you and Christian will have a lot to talk about. Christian is working with climate change, and I think that will definitely be helpful for you. Cool?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Like I didn't get the thing right. Oh, I'm still muted.
Instead of sending you, I went into the room myself. That was
Yeah.
very dumb. But yeah, just go. Christian
Thank
and
you.
Sangamitra are already there. I think you can be the third part. Go.
Thank you.
Wait, what? Oh.
Okay.
Hi, are you guys back?
Yeah, we're done.
Oh, you're done. Great. Okay. Lovely. Then I think give me 2 minutes. I'm going to call everybody back in 2 minutes. And hmm. Yeah, let me just tell them to.
Am I right in saying we only have 4 minutes left?
Yes, I just want to say bye to everyone.
I wish we had these more often. Feels like, I don't know, so infrequent we meet.
We meet once a week. But also, you always confuse me, Felix. You have 1,000 things to do. If we met more frequently, you would be the one who would have no way of handling it.
I don't know. It like my brain gets more active when I do things like this, and I just feel like more kind of optimal,
Yeah, yeah,
optimized.
no, yeah. Did
Yeah.
you and Maran have a good conversation? I have wanted to connect you both forever because I was like, God, these two have so much to talk about.
Yeah. Obviously we haven't done the questions if that's what you're asking, but we're gonna get in a Discord call tomorrow
Yeah,
at 7 my
yeah.
time.
When you guys get on it, you'll realize, oh my God. And like, I love Maran because he's also so like, so hands-on. He's like, okay, I care about fitness and I'm gonna make this happen. And I feel
Yeah.
like just in terms of health and food related to health, you both will have a lot to compare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
How many questions should we have, Nikita?
I would say 10 minimum and like 15 max. That would be, yeah, that
Okay.
would be ideal.
All right. Cool.
Okay, hello, and welcome back, everybody. I don't know how every time I open breakout rooms and bring you guys back here, I lose two people. Like, it's really strange. I don't know how that happens, but we're again short of two people. We just lose people in transition. But that's it for this evening. I hope you guys have exchanged numbers and yeah, get on a call, talk to each other. I'm going to not dissolve the teams on Discord because I feel like you guys had special bonds, but now it's time to move out of the teams and really get to know the cohort. And yeah, also remember that you're 1/3 way through the entire journey. So now you're really starting to focus only on your things. So all the best. If you guys have any questions, we are open. But otherwise, that's it from my side. I'll see you guys next week.
So, like, what is the contest for this week?
So the contest is that you send me that poster by Monday, and whichever poster is most informative wins. And because it's an open contest, I will choose 3 best posters. Cool.
Thank you so much.
And again, it doesn't have to be a poster. You can send me like a 2-minute clip. You can like edit the interview and send me a 2-minute clip. It can be, you know how podcasts are? So it could be a podcast of your interview, but again, not longer than 2 minutes. So if you're sending any AV audio or visual file, send the limit is 2 minutes. If you're sending a visual, then you know it can be a poster. But feel free to look into other things. Yeah, like other ways. You can make a flow chart. You can do whatever you want. Basically, send me the documentation by Monday evening, and I'll put down the deadlines of that on Discord. And whichever is the most insightful, the top 3, I'll announce the winners by Tuesday. Cool. And guys, before I leave, just get on the platform and do the work, man. It's not that hard. It's the 4 mini skills a week. It will take you not more than half an hour. Do it.
Wait, so do we have to start a new mini skill this week? Because like we're just continuing the same thing from last.
No, you have to start a new mini skill.
Oh,
we give 2 weeks for the whole research bit, but there are new mini skills that will get introduced. So every week, just get on the platform, do
And
those
we
tiny mini skills.
and the whatever we come up with is like due on Monday, and until that we can have our interview anytime between that, right? We don't have to have it right now. Okay.
No, you don't. That's why I put you guys on breakout rooms so you could exchange contacts. Don't take the stress of having to do it now.
Okay.
Do it on your time.
Thank you, Nikita. Bye then.
Most welcome, guys. This has been one of the most fun sessions. Thank you so much for being here. See you next week.
Thank you, Nikita.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Nikita.
Bye, guys.